Okay, guys, so gave an introduction to probability. We saw some basic formulas of probability for an event happening, for two events happening, for both of them happening together, for at least one of them happening, and so on. And then I promised that we are gonna work out an example. So that's what we are gonna do in this video. We are gonna work out an example to illustrate the basic the formulas that we studied. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to take a student, right? And that student is basically going to take takes two exams, okay? And just to torture him, let's say we give him physics and maths, okay? So the student takes two exams, and we are going to find the probability of the students getting different results, right? So that could be, let's say, the student passes both exams, okay? They fail both exam, they pass math but they fail physics, or they pass physics but they fail math, okay? To illustrate this using my colors and make it easier for you to understand, I'm just going to use red to indicate the exam has been failed, and green to indicate that it has been passed, right? So what is our set? Well, what are the possible outcomes? Okay, this is what we also call a state space. Okay, but we will come to that later. For now, it's just a set, and what can possibly happen is the best possible thing. Yay, we pass math and physics both. Or sad, we pass math, but we fail physics, in which case I would not be very happy. But okay, this is our second possibility. And then we fail math, but we pass physics. Okay, this is our third probability. And then the worst of it all, we fail both exams. Okay, so these are the four possible outcomes that we have. Okay, so if I ask you that what's the probability of a student passing a physics exam? Okay, probability of student passing physics. While the probability of passing physics, you will just count that how many times does it happen. Okay, so first of all, we have total of four members, so four scenarios. So we are just going to write four, and out of those four, in two of them, we pass physics, right? We pass physics here. You can also see like where is P green, right? And we pass physics here. Okay? So in two out of four cases, we pass physics, right? So there's a 50% chance that we will pass physics. Similarly, if I ask you what's the probability of the student passing math, can you go ahead and think about it? Yep, exactly right. So similarly, we also have two cases where the math exam is passed. So again, we have two out of four possibilities that the student passes math. Okay, now these are again the probabilities for a single event, right? Which we saw is simply how many times the event happened divided by like in how many cases the event happened divided by the total number of events, right? And here it happens twice, right? So this is our like most basic probability. Okay, then we have the second probability. Okay, what is the probability of student passing both math and physics? Okay, so what's the probability of that? That the student passes both math and physics. We are going to do it two ways. First of all, we are going to do it using the same technique which we used here, which is the number of time it happens divided by the total outcomes. And if you see here, right, if you come back to here, you will see that MP are agreeing in only one case. Okay, so the probability that we pass both math and physics is 1/4. Okay, 1 out of 4 cases it happens. So this is one way, but then recall that there is another way, right? And that is the probability of two events. So recall that the probability of two events where the two events are passing math and passing physics are separate events, okay, is simply the probability of the multiple of their probabilities, okay, given that they are independent events. And of course, these are independent events. Passing physics does not tell you anything about passing math and vice versa, right? And in this case, you can simply use the values from here to get a 2 over 4 multiplied by 2 over 4, which you guessed it, comes out to be 1 over 4, which agrees with this formula as it should. Okay, so this is the probability of the conjunction of two events. Okay, so two events happening. This is conjunctive probability. Okay, and then what we saw that we also have the probability of union of two events. Okay, and what do we mean by union? Well, by union we meant that at least one of these things happen. Okay, so we at least pass one exam. Okay, so the probability of passing at least one exam, which is again an either or. Okay, so we either pass physics or we pass math. Both are okay to go. And now again, if you come back to the set, let me just copy paste this so we don't come back to it again. Okay, let me just paste it here. Oh no, what just happened? Okay, did I lose it? Yes, I did. Sorry for the mishap. Let me do it again. So if we just copy this here, okay. Then once again, the question was the probability of passing at least one exam. That means that at least one letter is green, which in this case, again, we are going to do it two ways. First is the simple one, where we see how many times the event happened. Okay, so out of four outcomes, in three of them we have at least one green. So the probability is 3/4, right? And now we're gonna find it the hard way by using our formula. Okay, so recall that the probability of A or B happening is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B. This fraction occurs because we don't want to double count. Okay, so let's say when we are subtracting math, when we pass both math and physics, we are actually counting twice, right? So that's why we subtract. So let's see if we get the same answer here. So the probability of passing at least one exam is given by probability of A, which we saw is 1 over 4th, if I recall it correctly. Okay, sorry, it's 2 over 4th. So we have 2 over 4th plus the probability of passing B, which again is 2 over 4th. I'm sorry, I missed these. So A basically, let's take it to be B, and B, let's take it to be M. Okay, so we have 2 over 4th, 2 over 4th minus the probability of A intersection B, okay, which we just calculated here. Okay, the probability of A intersection B is given by 1 over 4th. Okay, here you go. Now, if you simplify this, you simply get 2 over 4 plus 2 over 4, that's 4 over 4, which is 1, right? And then you have 1 over 4th, and this gives you 3 over 4. Same answer as here. Okay, so these were just like one simple example illustrating all the formulas that we just saw. And there's one more formula, which is the conditional probability formula, where our events are conditioned. So given some condition, we see if math or physics passes, right? Uh, I'm not going to do it in this video. The reason for that is that this is one of the formula is very simple and it can be solved very easily for this problem. But I'm going to make a separate video on that because the concept of conditional probability is very important for deep learning. Because and I will explain in the next video in detail. But the reason that I'm not covering it in this video is because it deserves its own video due to the importance of the subject.